An archer named Ian easily defeats an ogre after a barrage of arrows. Just then, a twin-headed ogre appears and suddenly attacks him. He dodged thanks to his haste skill. The ogre continues chasing him, and Ian sets up his last trap. He lures it to the trap by mocking it, and the ogre gets stunned by the trap. Ian enhances his arrow and activates his skills. He fires the arrow and instantly kills the ogre. He checks the dropped items and discovers rare drops that can be sold for millions. He also received Mulan's crystal. Kalen is the greatest virtual reality game, with millions of players. Jin-sung bought a capsule for Kalen using his tuition money. He grinded the game like crazy as an archer, and he earned several million from hunting monsters. A new update has been announced, and it includes new regions and classes. However, they can't change classes now because it will reset your current character. Jin-sung planned to continue being an archer and earn money. However, Mulan's crystal can unlock a hidden class for you. Only a character below level 10 without a class yet can use it. Ian wonders what to do. He calls his friend, Yoo-hyun, who called Jin-sung an idiot for trying to reset his high-level archer character. Yoo-hyun keeps getting mad over wasting Jin-sung's archer character. Jin-sung then asks Yoo-hyun why they play the game. Yoo-hyun answers that it is fun. Jin-sung thinks it is fun to play the game with a new hidden class. Yoo-hyun laughs and supports Ian now. Later in the game, Ian looks for a rebirth potion. A merchant immediately brings one out. He reminds Ian that he will lose everything if he drinks it. Ian is resolute to do so. Ian plans to earn more money with a new class. He drinks the potion, and his level and stats are reset. Days later, a low-level Ian increases his stats in the training center as he waits for the new update. The next day, he logs into the game and looks for the Summoners Guild. He goes to the class change center and asks to be a summoner. He brings out Mulan's crystal, and the class change officer freaks out. Ian smiles widely, knowing he will get a hidden class. Just then, the officer asks him a favor: capture a blue-eyed wolf. It is a monster over level 40. The officer gives him monster binding scrolls and assures him that the wolf in the Ramid Plains is still young and weak. Ian gets to the quest window and discovers that the hidden class is Monster Tamer. Ian swears to complete the quest. In the Ramid Plains, Ian runs around until he finds the blue-eyed wolf. Instead of being level 40, Ian notices that the wolf is level 20. Still, it will be hard for a level 10 like him. He wonders if all hidden class quests are difficult like this. Ian then starts by shooting an arrow at the wolf. The wolf charges toward Ian. He tries to enhance his arrow but cancels it because he might instantly kill the wolf. He then uses his fist to beat up the wolf. He continues beating it up until it is tameable. He tries to bind it, but it fails. He heals up the wolf so he can beat it up again. Poor wolf. Sometime later, he successfully binds the wolf. Thinking that others might have become summoners already, Ian hurries back. The officer is surprised that Ian captured the wolf because the first quest of the Monster Tamer class is not supposed to be clearable. The officer then claims that the class of Monster Tamer is unfit for Ian. He then asks if Ian wants to take the path of a master. A quest window appears, and Ian freaks out, seeing never-before-seen content in the game. If he completes the quest, he will become a taming master, a higher class than the Monster Tamer. Ian accepts it, and he officially becomes the game's very first taming master. Ian then plans to tame the Crimson Wolf that appeared in the trailer. He goes to the Monster Plains and discovers a party helping their summoner tame a Crimson Wolf. He feels disappointed for not being the first to tame it, so he will watch them in the meantime. The party members lower the wolf's health, and the summoner tames it. The taming spell fails, and the Crimson Wolf escapes. It will be hard to look for it again. Ian then decides to tame another monster first. He sees a pack of wolves, and he draws his arrow. Later, he successfully captures one wolf and discovers that the monsters have personalities. He captures another one and later discovers that it is stronger despite being on the same level as the first wolf. He then tries to capture more wolves until he finds the strongest one among them. Capturing a lot of wolves gave Ian the title of Wolf Specialist. With the new title, he can identify superior wolves without capturing them. He scans the field and discovers a wolf with a yellow name. The wolf notices Ian and attacks him. Ian smiles, and the wolf gets easily beat up. He captures it and sees that it is way stronger than the rest. It can also evolve. Ian then releases the rest of the wolves he captured before. He names the wolf Lai. Lei's loyalty rises, and that surprises Ian. He then brings Lai to hunt with him. The next day, Ian's friend worries that their Lotus Guild got weaker after their powerhouse Ian changed classes. He checks the forums and discovers that people are complaining about how weak and trashy the summoner class is. Apparently, the experience gained is also shared with your summons. Yoo-hyun now worries that Jin-sung might take a long time to get to level 20 to rejoin their guild. Meanwhile, in Kaelin, Ian, who has been actively hunting for many hours, just reached level 20. Lai is performing well in fighting a monster despite having lower stats. Ian commends Lai and follows up with an arrow. He plans to make Lai reach level 15. The two then comically work and play together until Lai reaches level 15. The leveling might be slow, but Ian is having fun training Lai. He is happy to see how Lai gets stronger each time he levels up. The two then decide to move on to a new hunting ground. The two go to a hunting ground full of bears. Ian gains more skills that can boost the attack power of his summon by 100% and understands the summoner's orders better. Ian then captures a bear alone and discovers that Lee's stats are way better. He releases it and brings out Lai. The two attacked another bear, and Lee's movements and attack patterns are better now with the new skills. Lai kills the bear and levels up. Ian is happy to see Lai growing. He plans to take on quests to level up faster. He logs out for now to rest. After taking a bath, Jin-sung discovers the forum is talking badly about the summoner class. He checks if anyone has reached past level 15. However, it was only his character who reached level 20. He finds a level 13 player with the same skills as Jin-sung. He also discovers that the summoner has a skill called Possession. It can take over a summon and use 30% of its stats. However, only the summoner can get the experience points in this manner. Jin-sung doesn't want the skill anyway. He wonders if his class is entirely different from the norm. He wonders what his unique skills are compared to those of a regular summoner. Jin-sung also realizes that a taming master solely focuses on growing his summons. He wants to find a rare or unique monster soon. Early in the morning, Jin-sung logs back into Kaelin. With Lai, Ian activates all his available skills. They easily hunt bears in every corner until they meet a bigger bear compared to others. Ian can see that it is a unique monster. He wants to capture it, but his leadership stats are still low. He plans to restock binding scrolls later and hunt the bear for now. Ian and Lai synchronize their attacks, and Ian is happy to see that Lai is now fighting like him. The bear tries to fight back, but Lai easily kills the bear. Lai reaches level 20. Ian checks on the dropped items, and he receives a set of rare items. He uses an identification scroll on the necklace, and it turns out to be a unique item that might sell for a lot. Ian then checks on Lee's stats, and he can't believe a monster can exponentially get stronger as they level up. He wonders if there is a pattern and swears to find out about it. Just then, he realizes that it was the potential stat. Each monster has its own potential, which determines its growth. The training skill helps boost the potential stat, so Ian pours his skill points into it. He wonders what will happen if Lee's potential stat reaches 100. Later, while studying his hidden class, Jin-sung finds a video of a dark sorcerer with his cute skeletons. Just then, Jin-sung receives a call. It is from Lee Ji-hyun, a teaching assistant at his university. She informs him that Professor Lee Jin-wook is looking for him due to his grades. Jin-sung despairs at the thought that he might be put on probation. Jin-sung wonders what will happen if he doesn't contact the professor. Ji-hyun informs him that the professor will directly send his grades to his parents. Jin-sung's father will kill him for sure. Jin-sung immediately calls Jin-wook. The professor wonders why Jin-sung is not active in his academics. He threatens his students that he will give them an F on his lecture. Jin-wook only needs a reason why Jin-sung is not participating in department activities. Jin-sung then mentions his passion for virtual reality, especially with the trending game Kaelin. He claims that he is studying the concept of virtual reality by playing the game. Jin-wook asks for his level and expects Jin-sung to be on the leaderboards after skipping academics. Jin-sung then claims he had a high-level character but reset it recently. However, Jin-wook doesn't believe him. Jin-sung then makes a bet that he will reach a high level again before the new semester starts. Jin-wook agrees because he is also interested in the game. He also promises to give Jin-sung an A+, thinking that he won't win the bet. Jin-sung's eyes shine with excitement. Jin-sung logs into Kaelin. He now needs to work harder because he has another reason to do so. He goes to a guild tavern and joins his previous guild, the Lotus Guild. He checks if the guild master is online, but he is not. Ian then goes to the auction house. He looks for a weapon that can increase his summon stats. He sees a headband for summoners and immediately buys it. He looks for its set items, and he finds a staff. He feels anxious about switching combat styles. Still, he equips the staff. He summons Lai to find more quests. Everyone notices Ian and Lai in town. Ian plans to do a goblin subjugation quest. He finds the quest NPC and hopes they don't forget him after he resets his character. It's a good thing the affinity didn't reset, and Ian continues probing about the goblins. Ian offers to clear them out, and he receives the quest. However, it is a party quest. Ian wonders if he can delay the quest to find a teammate, and the NPC gives him a side quest to finish first. Ian asks hers, Yuhyun's a game character, for help. He goes back to the guild chat and greets everyone. He asks for someone around level 40. The guildmates accuse him of riding the bus for experience points. Ian claims he can power level on his own using his powerful familiar. Carwin then remembers a friend around level 40. She is a priestess and a cook. Ian is totally fine with it and sets up a meeting with her. Ian hurries with the side quest and meets a level 30 monster along the way. Ian finds the monster cooler than Lai in appearance. Just then, Lai steps in and gives Ian the silent treatment. Lai suddenly shines, and it turns out that he is evolving. Ian wonders how and what the conditions are for Lai to evolve. He then notices that Lai's potential has reached 100. Ian hopes he can ride Lai if he changes his appearance. Lai finishes his evolution and turns into a blood-red maned wolf. Ian's training skills also level up, and he celebrates the sudden event. He pats Lai and checks his status. Lai turned from a normal monster to a rare one, and he can still evolve. Ian realizes that his class is overpowered. Ian then assures Lai that he will always choose him. He asks Lai if he can ride him. Lai offers him a ride, and the two run off on their quest. At Somer Canyon, Ian complains about how realistically spooky Kaylin is. He buffs Lai and asks him to kill the nearby goblin scouts. Ian knows Lai is stronger than the goblins. Ian gives Lai another buff to find the enemy's weaknesses to be sure. Lai howls, making the goblins flustered. Lai immediately kills a goblin with the bleed effect. The goblins start fighting back, inflicting damage on Lai. A frustrated Lai fights back, and each hit includes a life steal. The remaining goblin gets instantly killed in one kill. Ian thanks Lai for his hard work. The two move on, and Lai kills the goblins while Ian is relaxing. Ian gets a message from Carwin. He asks Lai to come back. Carwin informs Ian that his friend is now online. He worries because her friend is not a fighter, and she might be helpful for Ian. Ian tells him not to worry, and he gets her contact information. He swears to reach level 100 in 2 months. He will win the bet for sure. Ian then messages Carwin's friend. The two have a short conversation, and Ian decides to go to her location. In Lukine Town Smithy, she meets a female character. She introduces herself as Heron. She claims she is not friends with Carwin. They are just close acquaintances. She is prepared to leave for the quest, and Ian asks why Heron agrees to go with him. She claims she has a chef's quest, and the Goblin Encampment quest is a prerequisite. Ian wonders why she is on a chef's quest. Heron's artisan class is a cook. She is also a culinary arts major in real life. Ian does agree that it is better to have your actual skills in reality applied in your artisan class. Ian claims she is the first cook he has met, and wonders if he can taste her cooking. Heron smiles and agrees. The two meet the quest NPC and he worries that there are only 2 of them, but the NPC trusts Ian. He claims an advanced team has already left, and the two can assist them. Ian is relieved that the quest description and rewards are still the same. The two accept the quest and Ian summons Lai, surprising Heron. Ian assures her that Lai is his summon. Heron is amazed that Ian is already taking the Goblin Encampment quest with a new class. He claims he only got lucky and hides the fact that he is already level 25. Heron claims she hasn't seen a monster like Lai before, and Ian tells her that he is one of a kind on the server. Ian formally introduces Lai to Heron. Heron wonders if she can feed Lai. She immediately brings out a smoked steak and Lai eats it up. His stats increase and Ian is genuinely surprised. Heron confirms that her advanced cooking skills produce food that contains buffs with the duration. Ian finds it beneficial to be around Heron. He complains about how Lai finishes the food by himself. Heron tells him that there is no more food but assures Ian that she will cook later after the quest. They move to the Somer Canyon, and the subjugation party greets them. Hugo thanks them for coming and Ian notices some players with a bad atmosphere. Ian doesn't care though because they will fight separately. As the group stands by, a horde of goblins appears. Hugo orders his men to wipe out the goblins and the fight ensues. Heiren wonders if it is alright that Ian will do all the fighting. Ian assures Heiren that her buffs are great enough to help. Heiren will shield herself while buffing up Ian and Lai. Ian plans to use her to maximize their hunting efficiency. He plans on using her as a shield. However, she can earn tons of experience points as long as she doesn't die. Heiren starts aggravating the goblins with her shield. Ian and Lai start killing the nearby goblins. Ian quickly levels up. A player notices Ian's team's fight and can't believe a summoner is already taking this quest. He calls his teammates and asks for their opinions. They also wonder why a summoner is already there. They claim Ian must be around level 20 right now. However, levels 17 or 18 were just confirmed in the forums. They wonder about the Crimson Wolf. They assume Ian is just using an artifact with monster summoning magic. The party leader thinks that Ian and Maren are not good at fighting. The party members are surprised that their leader is suggesting killing players. The woman reminds them about the penalties. The leader then claims that they can make a lot of money by stealing the monster summoning artifact. He claims to have a bright plan. Meanwhile, Lai continues massacring the goblins. Ian expects new skills when he reaches level 30. Forums claim that the skills are random, but Ian believes there will be skills connected to the current skills the player has. And right now, his highest proficiency is his training skill. Just then, Heiren informs Ian that she has little power left. Ian orders Lai to protect Heiren. Lai kills all the goblins surrounding Heiren. Heiren thanks Lai for his help. Ian feels irritated seeing Lai act like a puppy. The battle continues, and the goblin chieftain orders the other goblins to kill the humans. It casts a huge magic spell that explodes in the middle of the battlefield. Players are injured and keep retreating. Hugo orders all units to charge toward the chieftain. Everyone gets a morale boost that increases all their stats. Ian also commands Lai to attack the chieftain. As Lai approaches it, the chieftain complains about how a monster raised by humans attacks him. Lai deals a critical blow and inflicts bleeding status on the chieftain. Hugo shouts to focus on attacking, and everyone attacks the chieftain. An explosion occurs, and the chieftain is totally trashed by all of those attacks. However, the goblin chieftain goes berserk as a final act of resistance. That concludes part 1 of this recap. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. What will happen next? If you would like to see a part 2 of this manhwa, let us know in the comments section below. Till next time.